All right, all right. Welcome to another edition of Trill Truth Sports. And I'm here, Trill Truth, giving you the Trill Truth. And today I'm going to be bringing to you a review video of the newly announced and agreed upon Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua prospective fight. I believe they've already announced that the terms have been agreed to. Um, We're looking at a 60-40 split here as far as the business of the boxing goes. Set up for 60-40 on December the 3rd as a prospective date. Tyson Fury gave Anthony Joshua and his team the choice and opportunity to fight either November 26th at Wembley or December 3rd at Cardiff for potential dates of the particular fight. Now, granted, this is a fight that is big box office out there in the UK. Here in the United States right now, I mean, Anthony Joshua was still relatively a big name. He just lost 2 fights in a row. Prior to that, he was knocked out by Andy Ruiz before coming back and redeeming himself, winning all his titles back by unanimous decision, fighting in a great, smart, intelligent boxing manner for him, given the fact that Andy Ruiz just flat out just stunk it up. I mean, come on, man. I mean, part of being a great boxer is being professional. Part of being a champion is being professional. Andy Ruiz showed himself to not be a professional, gaining weight in the meantime, in between time, before the rematch, and then he got in there and was begging him to come forward and fight a dumb fight, which, to be honest with you, is a testament to Anthony Joshua. He did not fall for it, and he did what he had to do to get the W. So now, here we are. Anthony Joshua, I believe personally, is going to get knocked out in a devastating manner in this rematch. I mean, not rematch, but in this fight. They might try to do something in regards to a rematch because there's so much money to be made between these two guys. However, there's also a lot of pride involved. And as crazy as Tyson Fury is, I don't think he goes in there and plays boxing. And you can't play boxing with a guy that's as big and strong as Anthony Joshua, who does have a great or a definitely good right hand that could possibly knock you down. Do I think Anthony Joshua has Deontay Wilder power? Absolutely not. Do I believe that Anthony Joshua is a better fighter than Deontay Wilder? Well, if we're talking technique, I believe that he is a better technical boxer. However, if they were to fight, the fight wouldn't last long. As soon as that chinny chin chin get touched, he going night, night, night. And I think everybody in boxing and everybody who's seen these two gentlemen fight would agree with me, including Tyson Fury, who said in an interview that he believes that he's the only man in the world that would beat Deontay Wilder. And I agree. As great of a boxer technically as Mr. Usyk, the unified champion, is, Deontay Wilder touches him, he's going to sleep. And he's a southpaw who was getting hit by right hands by Tyson Fury. I mean, not Tyson Fury, but Anthony Joshua. I saw Anthony Joshua hit him clean several times throughout the fight with right hands. All Deontay Wilder needs is one. And I don't think Alexander Usyk will be able to outbox, maneuver throughout a 12-round fight, championship fight, without getting hit. And that's what you have to do. I believe he'll be able to dominate the scorecards until he gets hit, but we've seen that before with Luis Ortiz. We've seen that with Tyson Fury in the first fight, where guys totally dominate Deontay Wilder, who's got amateur at best boxing skills overall, and then he hits you with that right hand, and it's life or death. So this is an interesting interview because, one, I believe that Tyson Fury, in my personal opinion, and a lot of people are coming to the understanding, Tyson Fury is an all-time great heavyweight. Like him or hate him, I mean, say what you will. Um, I love the sport of boxing. I studied the sport of boxing. When I was younger, I actually contemplated pursuing a professional boxing career. And I've been in the ring myself personally, sparring. So I do understand the skills that this man possesses, the athleticism for his size, the stamina that he presents, the variation of styles that he is able to fight in, and then on top of that, his understanding of combat, being raised in the sport under a father who understands boxing and the combat sport. So you're looking at somebody who was bred to box, you know. I just don't see any way that Anthony Joshua can win this fight. I believe that if anything, Anthony Joshua just cannot turn down the money. It's prize fighting at the end of the day. Then on top of that, I don't think his presence in the UK could necessarily allow him to say no and turn down an opportunity like this. So even if he does have a puncher's chance, and that puncher's chance is slim and none, because I don't think whatever he hits him with is going to be harder than what Deontay Wilder hit this man with. And Deontay Wilder damn near knocked him out in the first fight, came back, put muscle on to put him to sleep, knocked him down twice. The man still got up and beat him. So, I mean, Tyson Fury is an incredible fighter. So we're just going to review and listen to everything that he has to say here and then go from there. Oh, and also, guys, while you're watching the content, if you're loving the content, please like, share, and subscribe.
Are you feeling motivated to do the damage?
I'm just in here. I'm just taking over, really. I'm already fit and ready to go. I'm 19 stone 7 this morning, so I boxed at 18-12, so I've got like 9 pounds to go. So I'm fit. I'm walking around under a stone over me fight weight, ticking over on the bag. I've got the boys in the gym, training partners.
This interview is a review.
4 weeks of sparring and I'm ready to go. Like, the rest of it's already been done. Everything's still there.
So what were your impressions of the way Usyk handled Joshua? Were you impressed at all with how he
Once again, fair use.
I don't rate Usyk at all, to be honest. I don't rate AJ, never have. He's a blown-up bodybuilder who can't box. We all know that. And Usyk, I don't rate him either. He's a pumped-up middleweight. And he's had a few fights at heavyweight. And all of a sudden, people think he's some legendary heavyweight champion. Who's he fought? He fought Tim Witherspoon's son, Chaz Witherspoon, who'd been out the ring for 5 years, and he gave him a tough fight, yeah? Then he fought old journeyman Derek Chisora, who's had 13 losses in a row, and I thought Chisora beat him. And then he's beat the bodybuilder twice. So is that the greatest resume in boxing history? I don't think so. There's only one man in the heavyweight division, and you're looking at him. I'm the Dauntless in the Waters. I've knocked out the biggest puncher in boxing history. I've beat the longest reigning champion in history. I am the man, and I can't be beat. That's why I'm unbeaten in I don't know how many years. I've lost count. 14-year career, I think it is.
And money aside, because there is a lot of talk of money, obviously, but
yeah.
With that, what you just said, what would it mean to you to take home all the belts?
It won't mean nothing. Not interested. I've had every single belt. I've had more belts. I've got more belts at home in my house than Gucci and Louis Vuitton have in their cupboard combined. Don't forget, I'm the most belted champion there's ever been in history. I'm the only person to win every belt that there is in the history of our sport. Only heavyweight champion. Because when Lennox Lewis was champion, it was only 3 belts. Now, there's WBC, WBO, WBA, IBF, IBO, the Ring Magazine. There's 6, and I've got every one of them. But I have just vacated the Ring Magazine so they can fight for them. And you know why? So I could become a 3-time world heavyweight champion with the Ring Magazine and join Muhammad Ali, the only other person to do it. There's already been 2 champions, 2-time Ring Magazine champions before, but only one other 3rd time. So that's why I vacated. That's how confident I am in beating Usyk. I don't rate him. Pound for pound's a lot of doesn't exist. I don't rate the guy. I'll put that fist right through him when I fight him. And that's the God's honest truth. If I don't take him out inside 6 rounds, I'll be disappointed. I class it like a loss. That's what I'll do to Usyk. On these shores, I'm the best to ever do it. I'm the best heavyweight that's ever lived. None of them heavyweights from before, in this world or any other world, could ever have beaten Tyson Fury. Too small. And when I fight Usyk, I'll prove to you what a big man does to a midget. I'll put my fist right through him, and I promise you all that. I hope he just takes the fight, because from what I'm hearing, Usyk don't want no smoke with the big daddy. So I don't see how it's going to be a good fight. I think it's a mismatch. It's a one-sided as my Land Rover outside having a 4-wheel driving contest with a Ferrari. It's a one-sided match. It's not even close. So all these people who say, no, this is going to be the greatest fight since Muhammad Ali fought Ken Norton. I've already done my acid test for Wilder. He was 42-0, and I was unbeaten in 30 fights. That was the biggest fight of the century. Not me versus some middleweight who's had 3 heavyweight fights.
Well, you're both great personalities, at least. And
No, he's not a personality. He's a joker. He's an idiot. He's a copycat. Hey, Derek. That's not personality. You know, we'll see. Proof's in the pudding. The way I see it is, if I can't beat Usyk, never was any good, no right to call myself the greatest of all times, and was always... There's the pressure cooker for you. That's how confident I am of beating this man. No problem. No doubt. Destroy. Seek and destroy. HMS don't give a for any man born from his mother. Get up! There we are.
Thank you very much.
That personality. Derek! I've come for you, Derek!
Hey, man, what can I say? There you have it, Mr. Tyson Fury. Obviously, he's very necessary for the sport of boxing. We're talking about a guy who definitely backs up what he says, has accomplished everything he said, and quite frankly, he has a point. Do I believe that Alexander Usyk would beat him? I really don't. There's an old adage in the sport of boxing, a good little man will lose every single time to a great big man or a good big man. And I think Alexander Usyk is a great fighter, Hall of Famer, first ballot. He unified the cruiserweight division, came up to heavyweight, and he's definitely proved himself to be durable. And he's been successful in beating one of the top 4 heavyweights in the world prior to him becoming a factor in the division. You know, at the time that he came into the division, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, and Tyson Fury were the top 3. Andy Ruiz, when he knocked out Anthony Joshua, showed himself to be someone to be reckoned with in the division and get the respect that he deserves. He just dismantled Luis Ortiz. He looked decent in that fight. I wouldn't say he looks great. If he is to fight Deontay Wilder next, he's going to sleep. He gets hit way too much, and guys like Chris or Areola, an old, supposedly washed up Chris Areola, was able to knock him down and was able to hit him with right hands throughout their fight. You cannot do that with Deontay Wilder. You just can't. His power is different. Tyson Fury deserves all the respect that he's accumulated. He definitely, in my eyes, is the biggest and baddest heavyweight in the world right now. And if he wants to retire after beating Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk, then fine. To me, he has nothing else to prove. And the man has a lot of kids and a wife at home. And from what I understand, post Deontay Wilder third fight, he said that he was suffering from some issues after that fight. So, you know, boxing is a very, very difficult, hard sport. And when you've been boxing as long as he has, like I said, he's been raised in the sport. He comes from a fighting family and history in his family. So we're talking about somebody who's had their fair shares of hits upside the head. And the head, as Deontay Wilder has thoroughly mentioned previously, is not meant to be hit. So when guys get involved with the sport, they understand what they're signing up to. No different from a professional football player who begins and loves the game of football, which we're going to be doing videos about that. That's about it, guys. If you have any comments on this subject, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm answering all comments. Thank you for your support. We look forward to providing you guys with a lot of great reviews. We've got plenty more to come, and we're here to stay, baby. Trill Truth Sports, Trill Truth Network. Have a good one.